Hello and welcome. Now, I'm back. uh, my jaw feels better now, so I can make video. But yeah, um, yeah. Sorry I didn't make one yesterday. Like I said, my jaw hurt like hell, you could say. And plus, I still was a bit. What could I say? I don't know what's called in English. Whatever. Basically, I had made it feel made. Basically, my half of my face also was a bit asleep. You could say I couldn't feel my lips and stuff like that because of the dentist. Um, but yeah, I'm fine now. Of course, I still have a bit here and there, but mostly fine. But yeah, now I will actually uh, make the fifth part of this. What if now? It's been a while, I think. I mean, yeah, almost about almost about 20 days, a few weeks, 2 to 3 weeks. Yeah, about 3 weeks ago since I made this. So yeah, um, but I guess we just jump right into it. I mean, I don't have much to say. But yeah, hmm, just thinking of something. Hmm, okay. No, apparently nothing. Yeah, like I said, I guess we just jump right into it. Now, I think in the last part, we left off at they got their own, like you could say, floor. So yeah, I think that's where we left off. Um, now, um, I think we have done the USJ. Yeah, we've done the USJ. Um, yeah, that's pretty much it. So the next thing I think is the sports festival. I think so. Yeah, sure. Let's say sports festival. Um, now, of course, Sans isn't. We we are gonna, and they have. Let's say they have a few 4 weeks break, a bit because of the USJ accident, and plus to like get to train on their own. So yeah, so that's basically so Izuku. He basically trains, uh, or let's go to the first day of the break. Izuku said that on the first week of the break, or they can, or the first half of the week, they can do whatever they want. They don't need to train. They can train if they want on their own, but he won't help them. So they can do whatever they want, basically. So they they hang out with the new friends. They get to know their other friends, stuff like that. Um, Now, I don't think I said this, but I'm gonna say that Papyrus is actually alive. Is alive. I don't know if I said he was actually dead. I'm not fully sure, but I'm gonna say he's alive. It's just he is still in the on the on the ground. He on the ground. He is basically just one protecting some, basically the one uh, making sure that they don't do anything. And Izuku Izuku has been thinking, and Izuku and Nez, and while they're on break, Izuku, let's go to Izuku and Nezu's talk. While they're talking a bit, Nezu, I think we need to talk about something pretty serious. All right, what is it? Well, first, it he cast a soundproof spell. Basically, uh, the whole room is soundproof. No sound can get out. So yeah. First of all, think maybe we should introduce the Monster Kingdom to the human world. Maybe. What are you out of my mind? Do you know how hard it was to keep everything? Or I guess it wasn't very hard, but as right now, we had to then get your new identities at a fully. You know how hard it was? I know. Or I guess it wasn't very hard for you. I guess not for me, but still. You remember what happened in the past, right? Yeah, I know, but it's a bit more peaceful in these times. Plus, we weren't originally monsters either way. Um, but yeah, so we were originally humans, or at least me and my brother were originally human. I mean, we're the pretty much the only ones alive from that period. We're so just the later generations. But yeah, yeah, I think we should do it. So I will make you could say, I'm thinking we, um, after the sports festival, because I want at least the sports festival a bit calm, normal. Um, but after the sports festival, we'll all go back, and me and the prince and princesses will all go back, and I will, let's say, unleash something. Let's just say that. Yeah, unleash it. Unleash something. It's what are you gonna unleash? Please tell me at least what you're gonna do. All right. What I'm planning to do is basically we all go back, and we're planning just to stay there for a few weeks, maybe a week or something like that. I don't know. It's about. We will have to wait and see really how things go in the future. But of course, I will. They will be in their, you could say, a spell, which basically, and I mean the prince and princesses. They will on be a disguise spell. They won't look as they originally do right now because, or yes, they do because this out there, or how they look like originally. But oh yeah, I just came up with that as well. He has put on disguises on them. Basically, he has put magic disguises, basically illusions. They look different, um, but yeah. So I'm gonna take off the illusion spell I have on them, and they're gonna unleash lots of magic, or make a giant shockwave of magic power to cover the world, to know that something's happening. And when reporters, people come, heroes, different heroes, and you don't need to act like you don't know me. You don't need to do that. But yeah, just don't take any children with you. Don't take a class. Don't take anyone with you other than heroes. That's the only thing in grown-ups. So yeah, I don't. Actually, maybe better to have a press with you as well. But yeah, just please. That's what my thinking is, and then we talk like old friends, and you introduce us, and we begin to talk about what happened, the history, and what happened and everything. And later on, do it more political, and we'll have our monst the Mount Fuji will be our con- kingdom, kingdom or country, I guess you could say, or city, I guess you could say as well. But we'll still have a restriction on like who can come in and who can come out. No one will still have the barrier that no one can come in unless we choose so. It's you can destroy it, but it's I guess I've seen All Might attack. It can at least withstand 5 of his attacks, then it breaks. That's how strong I'm thinking of making it. But for me to make it right afterwards, I'll have to have more magic power, so I will have to have other people as well. It may take a bit longer to make it, but yeah, that's basically my plan. I haven't talked with the uh, kids yet. I'm thinking of doing it tonight. But yeah, I think it's because you'd say they're not. They can't be their show their true selves. You'd say, and we can't use our full powers. We can't use magic. We can't do much. We're restricted. But if we do this, we can maybe see a future where we can use magic as fully as possible. But it's probably too late for you humans or normal humans to be able to use magic. I think it's too late for that because of the quirks you have. So I think that's too late for that. But still, I will try as best as I can to make this peaceful, and please help me with that. Of course I will help you. What do you think I am? Yeah, I know. Well then, but still, I'm not fully sure if it will even happen. I have to ask the kids first. So yeah, that was all I want to talk about. At least secret. And it cancels the soundproof spell. Well, oh, that was it, I guess. Well, I'll see you later, Nezzer, I guess. I have to get back. Don't want the kids worrying about me now, do we? And I have to take care of them as well. They're little troublemakers, say that. Hey, how many generations have you... How many kids have you raised up? Well, I mean, I guess you could say I began to raise... Right, the first two, or the first 2 generations, I didn't fully... I was there, of course, but I wasn't the fully one that raised them. It was the parents. Of course, their parents still raised them. But, yeah. But after the first 2 generations, I began to be the person who began to raise them more because I was their teacher, their friend, the first friend, the third person they saw in life. Maybe in first, I have no idea. Maybe first, second, third, fourth. I don't know when, but yeah. You could say I have been with their family for generations, and generations to come. Now, of course, if they get in relationships from here, outside here, with the humans, that will maybe be a bit problem for me, um, a person's family, because she can't live. They can't live here. Well, they can, but then I need. It's better to have them all at one place because it's very hard for me to protect them all three, and all three different families, all apart. So it will be very different for me. So I have very high standards for people they can date. Always had that. And they were always the best. They always fell in love, and they always had the best lives they could have had. Now, at the first, of course, the standard was low, and it was very difficult. A bunch of troublemakers, so I say that. I mean, the first generation I actually began to raise my as my own was, ooh, and that was when my standards were way lower than they are now, and ooh, oh Jesus Christ, that was terrible. I mean, like all three of them were separated from the castle. One of them was in the castle, and the second left the castle, ran away, you could say, with the person, and they caused trouble everywhere. It was so freaking much work. I hated it so much. But after each generation, my standards got higher and higher, and then we came to today, where they stay in the castle together, and I can have peace. Oh, it's so freaking hard, I'll tell you. Yeah, I can see that. I mean, I have a whole school I need to take care of. Well, you don't fully need to. I mean, you just have paperwork and stuff like that, I guess. And meetings. I have to take care of fully blown babies to adulthoods. I mean, some generation, some sometime some generation, one or two of them get mature very early on. So that's helps a lot actually, taking care of them. But still, it's funny how they were the early generations there for now. But yeah, I've talked too much. I think. I just remember the old days. But yeah, I think I should get back now. See you later, Nezu. See you later. And Izuku goes back to their place. Mm. Now, basically, let's say at night, Izuku tells Chara, Frisk, and Azrael, descendants, about his plan, and they all agree. Just a few mixes, a few. But first discuss it, like disagrees at first, but Zuku explains about how it can be better in the future, long run. Maybe not in the beginning, but in the future it can get better. And of course, he reminds them about the standards of if they take anyone home. Those about his standards. I mean, he doesn't have as high standards for the girl Azrael takes home, but much more higher um, than the men. Oh, I confused myself there. But yeah, he's higher standards for the men the girls want to take home than the girl Azrael wants to take home. Because um, he knows how boys act at their age with the hormones and about love and stuff like that. He knows how boys act, and so yeah, he's very cautious about the boys. Well, the girls, he knows a few of them can uh, uh, be rough around the be a bit much. That's why it's a bit higher standards than normal people. But yeah, still lower. But yeah, we skip to the sports festival. Now, in before the sports festival began, like the week before, he trained them. He taught them about continuing about magic. He taught them different stuff, the theory, magic theory, practical magic, combat, stuff like that, and a bit more about what is around here, and continuously tell them about the standards of the people they take with them. So yeah. Now we go to the sports festival. Now in the sports festival, it basically happens pretty much in canon. Basically, is the three royals. They all get first, second, and third. They all on separate teams. They all first, second, and third. But in the 1v1 fight, I'm gonna skip all the other fights. I'm not gonna go into the fights with just them because the other fights aren't very important because we all know how that is going on. The three royals wins. So yeah. Now basically, um, let's say the first fight is Azrael versus Chara. Now they begin to fight, of course, and they fight for a while, longer, much longer than the others, and they use pretty much almost all of the cards they have, but they don't use the most powerful spells. They just use intermediate, because I'm gonna say the levels of spells is low spells, normal spells, basically intermediate spells. No, normal spells, intermediate, um, uh, pro spells, expert spells, um, uh, what's the next? Those spells, intermediate spells, two, pro spells, expert spells, and I guess that's yeah. And they're using intermediate spells. They don't use the pro spells or expert spells because those take very much mana, and it's a bit too powerful, you could say, for the arena. I mean, the arena is beginning to crack and get destroyed. So already it's a bit too powerful, but still they still do it. So yeah. Um, um, Now, so yeah, in the end, I'm gonna say Azrael wins, uh, just because he has been training a bit more and he's uh, asked for extra lessons from Sans because he wants to become stronger. He doesn't care about royalty, stuff like that. He cares a bit about it, of course, but he cares more about like trying to get stronger and protecting his family and his family to come, and protecting and even try to surpass Sans, which is not going to be possible in the future. maybe, in the maybe in his prime he will be a bit as good as Sans, maybe a bit better, like magic power. Mm, but yeah. But also when monsters hit empty with their mana, they die. So monsters have to be extra careful about how much mana they have. While demi-humans, basically human monster hybrids, they can, when they use up their mana, they just get extremely tired. And they're uh, very tired, and they're exhausted, and maybe even pass out. It's about how strong they are, body-wise, and how much mana they have. If there's little mana, they have little mana. It doesn't matter if they use it all up. They just walk up. They might feel a bit bit more tired than normal, but still they can do their full day as they want. But the people with much, very large mana, the consequence is bigger when they have emptied their mana. So yeah, but all monsters have the same consequence when they empty their mana. And when human mentor empties their mana, it's basically the same as demi-humans. So yeah, I'm gonna call monster human hybrids and demi-humans because are demi-monsters much easier. So yeah. Now, like I said, Azrael won that time. So yeah, the bit because his mana pool was he has a bit more mana than Chara, and Chara exhausted all of her mana. So now she needs to recover fast before she needs to fight Frisk or Azrael. So yeah, Azrael, he begins to fight Frisk. I'm gonna say Azrael wins again, and Frisk is almost empty. So yeah, they have a 5 minutes before the next fight, or 10 minutes before the next fight. So they begin to generate their mana again, and then their fight. It's just they begin to fight each other, and basically they empty their mana pool, and they pass out, both of them at the same time, which ends in a draw. So yeah, after and after all that, they get their medals and everything by All Might, and then they're done. And I'm gonna end it here. But yeah, like I said, I'm gonna end it here. Hope you enjoyed this the fifth part of this What If. I hope this was a bit better part than the last part. I heard the last few minutes, just to kind of remember where I was. Kind of remember where I was. But yeah. Like I said. But yeah. Hope you enjoyed. Leave a like. Comment down below. Anything other than links to porn sites, other sites that that we don't need here on the channel. We don't need that stuff here. I don't do that. So yeah. Like I said, hope you enjoyed. Leave a like, comment down below, subscribe if you haven't, and tomorrow's Thursday. Yeah, see you tomorrow, I guess. Maybe. We'll see.